Welcome to Talking Sci-Fi. And your host and starring Sci-Fi Sean and just Randee.
Welcome to another exciting episode of This is Talking Sci-Fi with Sci-Fi Sean, this guy, and
Just Randee.
Hey, we're going to talk about something really cool, and we don't touch on DC a lot, which we need to start doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And because the DC universe is awesome. Recently, I picked up a copy of Superman Red Son, and that's S-O-N, son, as in son and daughter. This is a standalone kind of a DC animated series, and I love the DC animated series shows like Justice League Unlimited and so many more.
Right.
But this, I'll tell you a story about this real quick. This had come out, and I looked at it at the rack in Walmart because I don't do internet, as you guys know. I buy DVDs and keep up with that way. But I looked at it, and Lori and I were shopping. We always go through the movie section of Walmart just to see if there's anything new. And we picked up Birds of Prey the same day that I got this. But I walked past it, and I'm like, Red Sun. And you look at it, and it looks like Superman with a Russian emblem with a sickle and the hammer on the front of a Superman logo. And I'm like, I'm not watching that communist crap. This is America. Superman's America. America. So I bypassed it. 3 weeks later, I went back and it was on sale because evidently they hadn't been selling it.
Right, yeah.
So I picked up a copy of it, and it was the same day that Birds of Prey came
Damn
out.
commie bastards. That's why they weren't selling.
That's right. I brought it home, and it sat here, and we waited. It was like in the middle of the week on a Tuesday or something. We waited till the weekend because that's when we watch our special movies. We binge watch things on the weekdays, get 2 episodes into the night, and then we pass out and go to sleep. So we saved these special ones for Fridays and Saturdays and Sunday afternoons. We popped this in, and it immediately sucked me in. I liked it. I thought it was great. I don't want to give away anything about it, but it's a different twist on if Superman came from Krypton and landed in Mother Russia instead of the United States, and he grew up as a Russian.
I loved it.
And it's set over a time period from the 50s, 40s,
Yeah.
40s all the way up to almost the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
So I got into it and sucked into it, and they tip the hat to a lot of other characters.
You're right. Yeah.
They get into the whole Justice League. They get into a little bit of the Legion of Doom.
How old is this? Because you're wanting to do spoilers.
Right.
How old is this?
I don't know. I've just watched it.
I'm just saying. Why are we worried about spoilers?
Well, then we won't worry about it then. So if you don't want to listen or watch, just turn off your radio or your...
Oh, okay.
No, don't turn off your radio or your TV. Watch us because, I'm sure if you are a fandom of comics and movies and things like that, you probably already picked up. But if you have not, watch it. So what spoiler you want to give away?
Lex Luthor and...
Superman. Lois Lane.
Lois Lane are together.
Yes, well, they always were kind of together until Superman came, but they were married, and Luthor is the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And he's not a bad guy.
No, he's actually likable.
Yes, he's actually, it's really pretty cool. Superman, or they still call him Superman.
Superior Man is the American version, and he's Superman.
Well, you know who Superior Man turned into be, didn't you? Bizarro.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You got to watch this if you haven't. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. It's full of action. It's a great storyline.
Yep.
It goes into a lot of
Russian
detail.
Batman.
There's a Russian Batman.
Brainiac.
Brainiac's in it, big time. And I forgot about that thing.
Wonder Woman's openly gay in it.
Yep, she's a lesbian. All women from Themyscira she goes, well, I'm from an island full of nothing but women. What do you expect? Yes, I don't like it when they push
I knew you
opinions on people about that, 'cause that's a private issue. But,
but she's just throwing it out there because he's hitting on her.
Yeah.
And she's like, look, I come from an island full of women. I don't want you.
Basically, everything you know about Superman from the DC animated, they've ripped apart, turn it around, and turn it upside down, and it's totally different. It's a awesome, mind-blowing episode. I'm probably going to watch it again tonight. I was going to watch it over yesterday, but I did some research on it.
I enjoyed it. I was just like, I first put it in. I'm like, I'm not a big animation.
Right.
And I wish this would have been a film.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I disagree on you. And just like you said, I know you love the Christian Bale Batman movies. I know you like Suicide Squad and all that. But I'm going to tell you, the animated series are so much better. Because
for DC, you're talking.
For DC, Marvel, they have an animated series, but it's really not as popular as this. And I was talking to Lori about that yesterday. But you look at the Batman animated series. There were 3 seasons of that. If you ever get a chance, I know you don't like anime, but it's got deep storylines, thought-provoking. There's a lot of action.
You've mentioned, and I have watched a couple because of is that where Hamill is Joker?
Mark Hamill's the Joker, right?
Yeah, I've watched a couple. There's pretty good ones in there.
And a lot of the other animated movies like The Killing Joke, a lot of the standalone movies, fantastic. They trade up name people that do the voices and all that. Like these people, there's really no one recognizable from this movie that's doing a voiceover, but Bruce Timm, you recognize that name from the DC animated world. Great guy. Had a chance to meet him once, and I slipped past for some reason. But he's a big part of this. I think he produced or directed this one. But they all stand alone. There is 2 movies. Not getting off this, but since we're talking about DC animated, because I know you love Suicide Squad. There's 2 animated series about Suicide Squad. One of them is named Escape from Arkham. Okay. That's where they create the Suicide Squad.
I got you.
And it's really good. I need to loan it to you so you can watch it. And there's a Suicide Squad to Hell and Back, I think it's called, and it's about them getting another mission from Law. What was her name? The lady that's over the Suicide Squad.
God,
Damn
the
it.
boss.
The black lady. She has a really famous voice.
It doesn't look good,
The Catamus people. What doesn't look good?
You not knowing her name.
I know. I can't remember those. Anyway, you got to watch those 2.
Yeah.
Give the animated series a try. Red Son. It was great. Lex Luthor, there's a big surprise about him and Lois Lane. Like, Randy's already blew up that Wonder Woman is openly gay in the episode. Batman is a terrorist, pretty much.
You're right, and the Russian government is bad.
Yes, very well they are anyway. But the Russian government,
as portrayed in most movies, and
they're the bad guy. But see, Superman doesn't get that. He thinks he's doing good, and he's going to unite the world. And again,
he's gullible, and he's being puppeted by the Russian government.
And they talk about Stalin, and they talk about all the baddies from Russia, and it's great. It's a great movie. It's full of action. There's some low points, but it's like they have to fill in the gaps a little bit. And it's a tied-in story from people that he meets as a child actually cause him issues
down the road.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
it's neat to really get into it. So the music's great. It's about as much about Lex Luthor as it is about Superman. Wouldn't you say they had about equal parts in it and everything? And it was neat to see Lex Luthor as a different type of character.
Yeah.
Superman, pretty much still the same, other than he's a Russian and he's got the Russian agenda because that's all he's been taught his entire life.
Right.
So, give me some more good points about this movie.
I just like the fight sequence between Superman and Superior Man.
That was really good. Yeah. Lex Luthor clones a Superman, just like he does in the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's really neat how they bring it in.
They called him Superior Man.
I loved it. I love it. They're trying to one-up it, and Everyone's scared to death of Superman.
Oh, there was something else too that I really liked, and it was early on, is because Superman as a kid is being beat up because he's trying to hide his powers.
Right, and let
the
himself
girl,
get beat up.
the girl takes over and beats them up, and then says, "I don't know why you're afraid of them." And then he lifts the trailer up and says, he lifts the lawnmower up and says over his head, and he goes, "I'm not afraid of them. I'm afraid of what I'll do to them."
Did you know this little girl had red hair?
I did not.
Lana Lang. That's who they were trying to emulate from Russia.
I got you. Yeah.
I caught that right off the bat. So I watch for mine. I like the little background details and the hat tippings and all that crap. You know, there's a lot in this animated series. There's a lot of other great Superman animated series out there. There's a whole Apocalypse, Doomsday set. Mostly the Justice League's in it a lot. The Justice League is in this as well.
Yeah.
And I like what they did with the Green Lanterns and all that.
I had forgot all about that. That was a great war too. Fight too. Yes.
They pretty much say the Green Lantern Corps is a super soldier kind of a situation.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
With alien technology. I don't want to give away too much, but so anyway, and Jon Stewart. The black and Green Lantern guy.
Oh yeah.
He was in the animated series. You didn't watch that, but he makes an appearance. Everyone, I don't think the Hawk people make an appearance.
No.
But it was a great show, and I love all the animated series. I mean, I'll go in there one day. We'll be bored. What do you want to watch? Lord said, just pick one of the animated series, and they do a whole story. Batman does this whole story arc about Robin. Because, one of his Robins was Ra's al Ghul's grandson, which is the main bad guy.
Right.
And that's really cool. And dwell into it. It's awesome. You can find them on, I'm sure, one of these streaming, what do you call them?
Hulu, Netflix, Prime.
They're great. I think some of them are even better than the live action ones. I honestly do, So, what else we got? There's a lot to tell about this movie, but I don't want to give away a lot because I want people to be.
Well, then let's wrap it up.
Are we about done with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been Talking Sci-Fi, talking about Red Sun, the communist version of Superman. Great movie.
Yep.
Check out all the animated DC Universe animated movies. They are fantastic. You will not be disappointed. So we'll be talking to you soon on This is Talking Sci-Fi with Sci-Fi Sean and
Just Randy.
Stay super.